so I'm starting the stream a little early so I can add some context for you guys. Let me know how things are looking and sounding, as we get going here. But looks like we got the call-ups going on. I'm looking at who's on the front row for Legion. So I think the story this week is going to be as much about who all is not here as it is who is here. So this might be the chance for somebody to mess with Legion a little bit. Their last two lead out guys are at Intelligentsia Cup, which is a series of 7, 8 crits in a row in Chicago. They sent some guys there to. Sweet. Thanks, Pete. How's it sound? They sent some guys to Intelligentsia. Legion did. They kind of got a split squad this week. So Ty Magner, who races for them, is over at Intelligentsia. Let's see. I actually have the results for Intelligentsia pulled up here. I'm going to try to add some context here like this. So let's see. We got the Salt Lake. Oh, no, this is the start list. All right, I got too many windows pulled up. This is Intelligentsia results. So looks like we've got Alec Cowan from Legion is over there. Ty Magner from Legion is over there. Artem Schmidt from Hot Tubes is over in. These are the results from Intelligentsia in Chicago. Artem Schmidt, if you watched my thank you, Pete. If you watched my coverage of Sonny King, Artem Schmidt was the Hot Tubes development rider who was just ripping off the front all throughout that race. So the interesting thing here toward the top of over there, you can see Project Echelon has got their whole squad here. Project Echelon's whole squad is at Intelligentsia, not here. So that's one team down. And then Legion, at least, let's see who all is there. Legion's got Freddie Ovett is there. There being Intelligentsia again. Sorry, I need to be more specific about what race I'm talking about. Also, Clever Martinez in 13th on the list, so he's not going to be there. Getting a call up from for Thomas Gibbons right there. He's definitely one to watch today. Somebody who might try to take advantage of the fact that a couple of the Legion lead-out guys are not here tonight. Legion still got the strongest squad, for sure. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do. So those are the results from Intelligentsia yesterday. So that's a list of everyone who's on that list is not in this race. So watching the race last week, watching Boise, I was sort of confused about why. Let's see. Let's go there. Come on. I was confused about why. Was it Michael Hernandez? Danny Summerhill was pulling. So what I got over there now, this is the lap leader competition for USA Crits. I think what we're seeing happen in USA Crits now is similar to what's going on in the Tour de France. Like the GC of the Tour de France is kind of sewn up. It's a done deal. So we're seeing teams go for other objectives, whether that's like Woods and Wout Poles, all those guys going for the polka dot jersey, all the teams going for stage wins yesterday. People are just having to figure out something different to try to do. So I think that's kind of what's going on in USA Crits. So Summerhill probably wasn't planning to go for the lap leader competition, but now he sees that as his opportunity to pull something out this season. And I think a lot of other teams are seeing that too. I think the interesting thing here, I'm going to go to the team competition. Sorry. So this is the team competition results. Obviously, Legion is in first, but Butcher Box is in second there. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Hopefully mine holds. We'll see. Let me know if mine glitches out because there's no telling. But Butcher Box has not been like, we haven't seen them off the front and we haven't seen them contesting the finishes, but I think they are really going for this team competition. So they're putting a lot of guys, they're racing sort of differently because they would love to win, obviously, but their primary goal is getting as many of their guys into that top 20. That's where the big points are in this team competition. Getting as many of those guys in as they can. The other interesting thing I noticed here is who Legion does have. Legion's got Lance Haydet, the cyclocross racer, pro cyclocross racer, and another Tour de France connection is that Wout won today. Wout is a cyclocross racer. I think what we're seeing from this Tour de France is a theory I've had for a long time, which is cyclocross racers are the best all-around bike racers. I think Wout proved that today. He's won the double Ventoux stage, won a time trial stage, and second on a sprint stage. Nobody's been able to do that since Merckx. That's like, extremely well-rounded. So we're seeing some cyclocross guys in this race. Lance Haydet on Legion has been, I want to say he's been like U23 or junior national champion. He's definitely been up there. And then we've also got, let's see. I have raced gravel. I've raced a bunch of gravel. I've done, what all have I done? Mostly in the Southeast, but I've done Southern Cross and Dahlonega, Georgia 5 times. I've won. What gravel races have I won? I won. What is it called? But yeah, I've raced gravel. I've raced a decent bit of gravel. I was actually racing gravel back when it was called Ultra Cross. Who's the other cyclocross racer I wanted to point out here? It is. I'm gonna pull up the start list. That's the other thing I've got here. Here we go. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody is going to... Okay, I'll talk a little about this course while we're getting going here. Nah, no thanks. I actually had a... No thanks on Unbound. I had a couple teammates from my Restart Racing Zwift team do Unbound this year, and they tried to convince me, but Unbound is just not for me. I love gravel races that are in like the sub 4 hour range. So this course has been changed a little bit from last year. Looks like we got Summerhill, who is the lap leader, taking control and trying to get some of these lap leader points off the bat. Last year there was a huge crash in this race that took out Connor Saley from Butcher Box, most notably. It was like almost a season ender for him, I think. But so last year, this course was like a dogleg shape, a rectangle with kind of another rectangle coming off the side. Straight rectangle this year. They took the dogleg out. What's up, Tom? So this year, this is going to be just a 4-corner. It's 4-corner. It's a rectangle, but it's a little bit weird because this start-finish straight has this bend to it. So I'm hoping we're gonna see some. Oof. Okay, that's on the USA Crit stream. That's not me. I do not cycling fan. I do not. I'm having a Canada Dry right here, ginger ale. Oh, nice, Tom. Welcome to the Kicker Core fam. I got mine is actually under the chair I'm sitting in right now. I'm in the pain cave here. So something that was confusing me on the Boise race that I wasn't getting was why was Best Buddies doing so much work. And the reason there was that they were going for those lap leader points, and that is okay. I got mixed feelings on it. That's there to make the race interesting, and it is making the race a little bit more interesting. It's giving people something to go for when Legion is just strangleholding it. But with the way that last race played out, and Evolo was really going for it, especially Evolo, a lot of people were going off the front. If Evolo is going off the front and then somebody other than Legion is chasing them down, you really got to make Legion do that work. So It looks like Legion. Who is this that's infiltrated the Legion train? Legion's taking control at the front. Here we go. Avolo going off the front. One of the Avolo guys followed. That's as Alabama as it gets. Followed me on Instagram today. Let's see who that was. Now I don't see him anymore. Oh, one of the Avolo kids followed me. What's up, Scott? I forgot I made those Mr. Sparkle emotes. Yeah, Cycling Fan, I'm with you. I hope we don't have any crashes tonight. There was a big crash in the women's race just before this, and really the only reason I'm not covering both the men's and the women's is that I have a little bit more context to offer with these men's races, because some of these guys I have a couple of degrees of separation with, race with them sometimes. I'm just not in those women's races, so I don't really have like additional the invisible dew. It's actually Canada Dry Ginger Ale, but I would not drink Mountain Dew at this hour. I would never sleep. Avolo getting aggressive, getting off the front here. They've got God, why can I not think of his name? Avolo is they have the kid who is currently the cyclocross continental champion, the North American champion, or I guess it's all American. God, what is his name? Now it's killing me that I can't think of it. All right, I'm pulling that up. I've got the start list here. I see former Birmingham, Alabama. So if you guys don't know who I am, Jonathan Crane out of Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a Cat 2 crit cyclocross all bike gravel mountain bike racer. I race kind of one level below these guys, so I race with some of these guys when they show up to smaller races, these big ones where they do the D1 and separate it out. Ooh, we got people stacking it up in the corner in the back there. Little crash. Looks like that wasn't a huge crash. Looks like we might have looks like that is Gibbons or one of Gibbons' teammates. I think that's Thomas Gibbons in the orange there, second wheel, covering that move. Let's see. Yeah, we got Birmingham, Alabama alum Pat Casey racing for Hangar 15 bicycles in here. We've got. I'll show you guys this. I'm just looking. This is the start list. Gage Hecht is who I was trying to think of. Gage Hecht is the elite cyclocross racer. He's racing for Avolo. Lance Haydet is another elite cyclocross racer. He's racing for Legion today. Let's see who else is noteworthy here. I mean, obviously, all of the Best Buddies and Legion guys are noteworthy. We got both of the Malherbe brothers here for Cliff Bar. Love to see them try some stuff, try some late race moves. Let's see. That's exactly what that was. So that last lap was that point. I feel like I'd seen some other guys. Oh, Dan Swan for Automatic Racing. He's out of. Yeah, no problem, Cycling Fan. I'm psyched to watch this and hang out with you guys. So glad to be here. So Thomas Gibbons, who is in second in the he is in fourth in the points competition, the individual points competition, took some points there. These are the guys who got held up by that crash over here. They're going to have to get a free lap and then get inserted back in. I talked a little bit about free laps on my last stream, but basically a free lap is if you have some kind of mechanical problem, you get caught up by a crash, you go to the pit, you get to sit there, and then they put you back in. They push you off. Ooh, wow. So I'm hearing that Thomas Gibbons has picked up the most points of any rider mid-race. And that's how he is fourth on the overall competition. And That was him second wheel. In the past races, it's been easy to spot him because he's been wearing these high vis gloves, but he's the sprinter for automatic. He's one of the only guys who could really who can really go toe to toe with Justin and Corey Williams in a sprint. But he doesn't have the same depth of a team. Yeah, cycling fan. I mean, to be super simple about it, this season I've been trying to do about 12 hours total a week for 4 or 5 weeks at a time, and then take a rest week. And the rest week is like going from 12 hours to maybe 7 or 8 hours. On those 12-hour weeks, I'm doing 3 hard days a week, whether that's Zwift races, intervals outside, a hard group ride, whatever that is. But it's like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, hard. The rest of those races are real easy. And also trying to do at least one, if not 2 days in the gym on top of that. And in the gym, I'm just doing squats, heavy weighted squats and deadlifts, and then a couple other little exercises like box jumps or Bulgarian split squats. But the stuff I'm doing on those hard days really depends on what I'm building up toward and what I'm working on. Recently, I'm working towards more crits. I'm going to be doing the Cat 2 race at Birmingham Hammerfest. May do some of Speed Week, so like Athens Twilight, some of that stuff. Some of the other races. Grant Park Criterium, I might do that one too. But I've been doing a lot of short, hard intervals for that stuff, like 30-30s. I'll do those on the trainer and then do some VO2 max intervals. Like yesterday, I did 5-minute hill repeats that are like right high threshold, low VO2 max. Carb water mix, Scratch Labs. The Scratch Labs, just like normal scratch mix. That's what I normally do. That's the only one that I can really just take down a bunch of it while I'm going hard and not have stomach problems. But normally in crits, what I do is just have like half a bottle of water, 1 bottle half full, and 1 gel in my pocket. Or I'll have 2 gels. I'll probably take 1. Sometimes I'll take 1 on the line and then 1 halfway, but that's generally how I do it. And I gel wise do the SIS gels. Again, those are the ones that don't scratch mix, and SIS gels are the things that don't mess with my stomach so much. So I got some more context here around what's going on with this race versus last year. So last year there was a big crash, 6 to go, and I say last year, 2019, the last time this race was run. Thomas Gibbons went really early. He went out of the last corner, which is a long way from the corner to the line that year. Took Ty Magner, Justin, and Corey Williams with him. Doug, they have not determined that yet. So how they determine the number of laps is the riders will do several. They'll time them, take the average lap time, and then extrapolate out to what will be 70 minutes. So see, I went away, but there's a lap counter up in the top left when they show that start-finish line shot. And somewhere after halfway through, after about the 30-minute mark, they'll start showing a number of laps to count down. But the total race is 70 minutes. So it really depends how fast they're going. But if they were aiming for 70 minutes and they set the total number of laps ahead of time, and then it was extra windy or extra rainy or there was a crash, that might make it way longer, way shorter, something like that. So that's why they do it that way. Avolo going on the attack again. So one of the Avolo kids, I wish I could remember his name. I don't have it right in front of me. Followed me on Instagram today, commented on last week's YouTube video, and I told him on Instagram, I was like, I know Avolo is going to be there, so I want to see you guys lighten it up today. This is really what's going to happen, though, if anybody wants to contest Legion. So last week in Boise, I was talking about how with that Boise course was way more wide open than this. This is 4 corners, but the road's not as wide as Boise. So in Boise, there was a much more opportunity for another train to like, here's the Legion sprint train, here's another sprint train. Oh, somebody stacked it in the corner. Oh, nasty. We might have a full restart.
Oliver Flott, Florida State Criterium champion, and not able to participate in this race. Waving his hands. A lot of riders coming back. Look at that number 52. He's already been down. The last thing he
so rough.
Down again is Spencer Jones, elbows racing, trying to be able to see who's on the bottom of that. Don't want to land on that.
I don't know who lost it first. I wonder if we'll get a full restart. So in the women's race, there was a crash. They fully like neutralized the race and restarted it.
From Support Clean Sport, amateur national champion. Not good to be able to see that. Is Daniel
wow, that.
Yeah,
Danny Estevez from Best Buddies over on the left there in the national champ. He is the.
Great to be able to see. The one rider that was on the bottom of that was Adam Sheps from Butcher Box, number 43. Looks like everybody has made it all up. I don't know how Lance Hayes
heartbreak in Salt Lake. Man, Dave Cooktoll is quick with the turns of phrase.
Los Angeles was all over the front of this race.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying. In Boise, with those wide roads, there was a lot of opportunity for other lead-out trains to go up beside Legion and try to go head-to-head with them. And that's what CS Velo did on the Criterium Nation podcast last week. One of the CS Velo riders was on there, and he was talking about how, that was their plan. That was what they did. They feel like they got a good sprinter. I think that they're going to need to do something different this week, and Evolo is at least trying it. You never know what could happen. And like I said, Legion is not quite as deep here as they normally are. They do still have a full roster, 6 riders, 7 riders. But there was a crash in turn 1, Pete. Crash in turn 1, and it looks like it looks like all of Legion made it through, but about half the field is about to get put back in. I was gonna say this earlier, but about the free laps. Free lap sounds good. It sounds like, that would be nice to have a free lap, get a little rest. But if you've ever done a long race or a hard race, or a long or a hard like training ride, do a store stop, and when you get going again, your legs just like feel terrible. Your legs are all cramped up and like just feel bad. It's that times several, times 5, times 10 when you take a free lap in a crit, because the intensity level is so high. And when you get put back in, you're coming from a dead stop into a peloton that's going, 30 miles, probably 31 here. So this course is not as wide as Boise. I also don't think anyone has CS Velo doesn't have as many riders as they did last week to try to do the full sprint train. Project Echelon is one of the other teams that I think is like potentially strong enough to do it. Their whole squad is in. Look at how hard that is. Those guys are coming from a dead stop back in. Project Echelon's whole squad is in Intelligentsia Cup in Chicago. Then we got Butcher Box, who has a very well-drilled squad, and they are here, but I don't think that their objective is to put guys on the front, completely burn them, and have them pull off. Butcher Box wants as many of them to finish in that top 20 as possible. So I don't think they're going to be going sprint train for sprint train, toe-to-toe with Legion. They want Legion to do that work so they can all coast in. Yeah, Nick, those okay, I'm a Cannondale fanboy. I'm actually working right now. I walked from the other room where I was editing a video about my new CAD 13. So subscribe to the channel if you want some Cannondale love content. But yeah, Evolo's gear is pretty nice. My friend, talking about Intelligentsia also, my friend William, who you will have seen in a bunch of my videos, young ripper from Birmingham. He's on the feeder team for Evolo. I forget the name of his team, but it's like the farm league Evolo, and that's that sucks, Colin. That's a bummer. But yeah, William is racing Intelligentsia this week, and he was mid-pack last night in a race that has like Legion, all these guys. He was like 30th of 60, something like that. William Seitz. So hopefully he's gonna get some results this week and get the call up to Big Avolo next year. That would be cool to see. He also races for Milligan College Collegiate Racing. William is a good dude. It's good to have him locally. Have him like push me a little bit. I just pipped him on the line on our Tuesday group ride, the Tuesday night World Championships. But he's out there doing real races, and I'm sitting here watching him. So props to him. I wish I could do Intelligentsia. That would be super fun. Wish Intelligentsia had streams. I would love to see what's going on there. So that's Danny Summerhill there in the blue. That's a little bit confusing, but Summerhill is in the lap leader jersey, that blue jersey. So he's on Best Buddies Racing, the team with the highlighter yellow. I want to say Summerhill also used to race a bit of cross, getting back to the cyclocross theme. But Summerhill is the lap leader. Lap leader jersey, you get like a couple points every time you cross the line at first. So you'll probably see him on the front a lot. It is kind of a perverse incentive, though, because really I feel like everybody should be making Legion do all the work. They've got a perfect season going. They haven't lost a USA Crits race yet. So if you're any other team and Avolo attacks, anybody attacks, you got to look to Legion and say, like, you guys chase it down and see if you can maybe burn through a few of those guys throughout the course of the race. That lap leader jersey, so it's the lap leader points that Summerhill is going for, and then the mid race preem points that Thomas Gibbons is going for. Both of those are sort of incentivizing other racers that maybe in terms of like for the finish of the race they should be forcing Legion to do it. It's incentivizing some of those other racers to get up there and do the work. So that's a dynamic that was confusing me watching Boise. Was why is Best Buddies sending one rider up there to do the work in front of the Legion train? But I think it's because they know the individual rider overall is out of reach, but the lap leader jersey is something they can go for right now. So, much like Mike Woods kind of switching from going for GC at the Tour to going for the mountain jersey at the Tour. That's kind of what's going on here. That's the push and pull of having all these different competitions that are going on at the same time, competing with one another. I'm going to turn up the normal audio a little bit.
The pro women that'll be going off after them, as they are going to be the last race of our Holiday City Crit, which will be race number 4.
So this is 70 minutes. I'm thinking, I hope that we keep having Avolo and some of the other teams just like grabbing some TV time, ripping it up, setting a hard pace early, making Legion work hard, and then I hope that we will see some really threatening flyers going later in the race. If you leave it to within like 10 laps to go, Legion is definitely going to take control there, and there's nothing you can do. But there's perhaps a window that Legion is going to be thinking about setting the sprint.
I'm almost positive Danny Summerhill has more than 6 laps led so far. One of the Avolo guys all scraped up.
From East Mississippi, how far from a mountain ride? I have no idea. I mean, I'm in Alabama. I wouldn't say we have mountains, but we have some 20-minute climbs around here. I wouldn't call that a mountain, but that's probably about as close. East Mississippi, I'm in Birmingham. If you're in East Mississippi, you're 2 hours from here. You could probably get over to like Anniston has got a good like 20-minute, 30-minute climb. Wow. Avolo rider. I was just talking about it. They're super aggressive. I hope they continue to be aggressive. Patterson, there are a couple riders from your region in this race right here. We've got Daniel Swan is a Louisiana, Mississippi bicycle racing guy. He's in the orange jersey for automatic racing. I believe I saw I noticed a couple others. Lance Abshire, I want to say he went to college in somewhere in the Louisiana, Mississippi. So I keep saying Louisiana, Mississippi because their federations are the same. Like Lambra is Louisiana, Mississippi Bicycle Racing. That's their governing body. But it's one, unified for those two states. Couple Lambra riders in here though. This is a good race for a Lambra rider. Totally flat, fast the whole time, and the guys who tend to do well in Lambra are bigger powerhouse type guys rather than smaller, punchier guys like me. So Legion, the big guy they're missing. What's the prize money? That's a good question. I want to say there are a few $1,000s on the line. Let's look it up. Let's look up how much the prize money is for tonight. I'm Googling it. So I think prize money wise, there's more bang for your buck in Intelligentsia, which is the race series that's going on in Chicago, starting now through all this week. Not because there's more money for the individual win there, but because there are 8 races there, there's more chances to scoop up more money. Yeah, Nick, somebody's got it. So speaking of people who can shake up the Legion train, another one that's not here, that is at Intelligentsia right now, is Clever Martinez and his Rockland Velo team. Clever is the guy who, on Crybaby Hill in Tulsa, he was able to infiltrate the Legion train and come into that sprint second or third wheel in the middle of the Legion train. And that's something no one else has really been able to do this season. But Clever is in Intelligentsia, and I'm assuming it's because he knew that Corey and Justin would be here, so that leaves Intelligentsia open for him to make more money, basically. One interesting thing talking about prize money and crits though is the tradition of the gambler preem, which is like on the next to last lap or 3 to go, they will put a big preem on the line, like $500, $1,000. So if you're the first guy across the line at the top of the last lap, that's a huge payday, like almost as much as winning the race. So if you go for that one, you may have ruined your race for the overall because you've just burned all of your matches on the lap before the last lap. You got no chance to maintain, to get cooled back down and get back in there. Let's see, 2021 USA Crit Series. $150,000 overall. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the breakdown here. So there's actually 2 races that are both USA Crits series races. What's up, dude? Just watching some racing, talking about some racing. This one is not streaming on YouTube, so yeah, turn 1 is wild. That outside line is I don't think it's that the outside line is sketchy. I think it's that if you're going faster than you can take that turn, you end up outside just because like the G-force is pushing you out there. But yeah, 1 is like, I'm assuming based on the flags I see and the fact that that's where the crashes are, that what's going on is it's a little bit of a tailwind down this start-finish stretch. So then they're coming into this corner super fast, and it pinches down from this wider section. It pinches down to where that's a narrower road. You can see that curb right there. They're barely... Yeah, it's just a narrower road. It looks like somebody might have stacked it there. We'll see. Avolo going up the road again. Here's what needs to happen, though. Somebody has to cover one of these Avolo moves, and they got to get more than one guy up the road at a time and start rolling some turns. Because one at a time, Legion is just going to slowly pull those back. Whoop. Come on, USA Crits. Don't fail me now. Here we go. Other people were saying their streams were glitching out. Looks like we got it. So we got a rider getting pulled there in the blue. So if you fall off the back of one of these races, they pull you out so that the field isn't catching, it makes it less confusing, basically. If you're lapped, you're done. That guy in the blue, lapped and done. Legion is all together at the front, riding this like they have been. So they don't have Ty Magner. They don't have, let's see. So interestingly, 2019, Ty Magner was actually second to Justin in this race, but Ty Magner was on rally at the time. So they basically Legion recruited the guy who almost beat them from this race in 2019. But then they sent him to Intelligentsia, so he's not here. No, the long drawn out straight down the road like this shot, it's really deceptive because they are going probably 31 miles an hour. I bet if we could see any of these guys' power data, it would be completely bonkers, insane. And they do that, I think, because they can cover more of the course with just two cameras. So they have this one that's covering like it's in turn one, and it'll get the start finish, and then 1 to 2, and then the other camera is on like caddy corner to that on turn 3, and it'll get this shot where they're coming straight toward turn 3, turn with them to 4. So it sucks, but it's how we can get coverage. I wish the coverage was a little bit better, but I am psyched that there is free streaming coverage of all these races, so we can keep up with what's going on here. Okay, here's an interesting thing. You can see on the fork blade of his bike, on the right side fork blade, there's a little light green section in there. Yeah, they definitely want to avoid. We all want to avoid having a huge blind spot on the course for sure. I would prefer this to what the national champs coverage looked like. I'll say that.
It's not showing him. So very interesting trying to be able to figure that out.
So Ty asked Damien. You're saying Ty asked Justin to join Rally, and then Justin said, "No, you come join us," or what's the deal there? I bet that they're probably paying Ty. I hope they're paying Ty more on Rally or on Legion than what he was making on Rally. So Ty is like somewhat local to me. I race with him occasionally. Race with him. I mean, he's way better than me, but I am in the same races that he's in when he does random local races. He's from Athens, though. He lives in Athens these days. But what I was saying about the Super 6, the Avolo Kid Super 6, is on the right side of the fork blade. He has what looks like a little patch of seafoam green, and what that actually is an inner tube. It's a latex inner tube that they have cut, and then they put the transponder that's feeding the lap data to the, it's the results data. They put it under the inner tube, and it kind of like suctions it on there. It makes it it's like the most aero way to hold it on. I would love to see Cliff Bar do some stuff in this race. I think that they came into this season not realizing how much the level was going to raise. I think the level of USA crits has definitely changed in the past 2 years for sure, and all the other teams are having to really readjust their strategies and their what they're going to try to do. CS Velo is up there. They do have some riders here. So, yeah, Magner is not here though. Oh, he asked Justin to join Legion. Gotcha. Interesting. I had not heard that. What podcast is that on? I listened to the Criterium Nation podcast is really good. Covers a lot of this stuff. So here we go. Evolo again, solo. One of the other teams, and I think just it's two things. One of them is that other teams aren't as motivated as Evolo. Evolo's whole strategy is just to attack the whole time and make the race. If you have someone off the front all the time, your chances of winning go up exponentially. Even if Legion is going to chase you down every time, you have a much better chance of something falling your way if you have a rider up the road all the time.
So Tyler Williams still sitting 11 points in front of Thomas Gibbons.
So Ty did win last night in Intelligentsia. He won race 1 of Intelligentsia last night. So seems like that was a good move if he was looking for more wins. Here we go. Best Buddies is in the move with Evolo. Let's go. Let's start trading off. They're all on boost mode and arrow helmet right now, for sure. I know it's deceptive, but I swear to you, they're doing 31 miles an hour, like, constantly right now. The Evolo kids are pretty good bike handlers mostly, so I think what is more likely and what has already happened once is the Evolo kids are cooking and then somebody chasing behind overcooks turn 1. I think that's the more likely scenario. We need to see more of these 2-up, 3-up, 4-up moves to really put Legion under pressure, though. That's the only thing that's going to do it, I think. Oh, Coffee and Van Chats. Okay, yeah, that's John Kroom's podcast, Damien. John Kroom got a national championship on the track the other day, I believe. Yeah, Nick, you're right. I mean, it's going to have to be. So Legion has really, at any given time, they have 2 riders that are rotating on the front. And then when something gets away that's threatening to them, they bring 3rd and 4th riders into that rotation. And on the occasion that something gets away that is actually threatening, they'll even pull Corey and Justin into the rotation. So something would have to be up the road. Oh, okay, Damien. It was Alec and then Ty. For some reason, I thought it was Ty and then Alec. Either way, Ty's having a good season. But Ty is also the one who split the field in Tulsa night 2, his lead out. He's been like the last or next to last guy in the lead out for Legion, and he's been the one who's really put the hurt on. So I wonder if we won't see some of those guys who can hang but just don't have as much of a dedicated lead out potentially holding on and being 2nd or 3rd tonight, like Thomas Gibbons or maybe somebody from ButcherBox, maybe Connor Saley, Spencer, I can't say Spencer's last name, Mondezeva, something like that. One of the Cliff Bar's up there too. So something I was going to say earlier about more riders getting up the road, getting into these small moves is some of the teams are just totally unmotivated to do it. And then other teams wish they could do it, but with Legion's whole team at the front and then most of Best Buddies team right after that, there's just not space. And so that's like Legion is 5-6 riders, 5-6 Best Buddies riders. So you're like 15 riders back when that move goes. If you're coming from 15 wheels back plus, it's so hard to get around all those riders across the gap to the move. Yeah, Cowan and Boardman are doing the lion's share of the pulling, like this whole USA Crit season. And it's crazy. So that's one of the twins from Cliff Bar up there, 2nd wheel. Looks like he potentially wants to set up a counter. That's what we got to see is some other teams. Cliff Bar is a good team to be doing some countering, to be getting up the road. Automatic is up there too. Automatic has really been all in on get as many guys as we can to the finish and then try and set Gibbons up if at all possible. Help him in any way that we can. But it would be interesting if they were going to mix it up tonight and try to counterattack some of these moves. It's been driving me crazy in the Tour de France watching Bob Roll's commentary. He always says counter when what he means is cover. So when an attack goes and someone goes up to it, he calls that countering, and it is covering. Countering is when these two guys get reabsorbed by the peloton, and then a new attack goes. That's a counter. I don't know if maybe the vernacular has changed over time, but it's been driving me insane. That's why I try to watch the GCN coverage where possible, or the British coverage, whatever. Get some different commentators in there. Not the biggest Bob Roll fan. Legion's back to the front. They battled those automatic guys. It does seem like automatic is like setting it up there though. Automatic's got Daniel Swan, as I mentioned, a guy I've raced with a decent bit in the Louisiana, Mississippi area. Super strong raw watt guy. Yeah, no, the only way a two-man rider goes away is if there's some kind of crash. But I will say, like, props to these guys. The gap is going out right now. Props to these guys for not giving it back. Like, you have to put the pedal to the metal and make Legion do the chasing. One of the Cliff Bar riders down here, I could tell by the bike before I could even see the guy. They're on these yeah, John, Bob can be annoying. I mean, respect to the dude. He's a legend, but not my favorite commentator for sure. Yeah, it looks like this Cliff Bar rider is debating with the official whether or not he's allowed to take a free lap, something like that. I actually do like that. I want to see more Sepp Kuss. I'm fine with that. Man, Jumbo is too stacked right now. I know they didn't have they didn't challenge for the GC this tour, but between Wout, between Sepp, they got a lot going for them this year. They're killing it. Probably my favorite World Tour team, if I had to pick one. Yeah, these guys, though, they're not giving the gap back. Like, they're continuing to push on, even though nobody's bridged to them. Looks like Automatic, maybe there's a points frame right here, because it looks like Automatic is setting up. I think we'll probably see Gibbons come across the line first there, or we'll cut away to a different shot and not see who comes across the line first. That's cool, too. Yeah, so this is from Evolo. This is Gage Hecht, the cyclocross racer I was talking about earlier. Gave him a shout early. No, do not have. Yeah, they got second, but they haven't really challenged for GC. Like, they haven't been, they would have had if Roglic had not eaten it that first day or whatever, but. Scott, I do not have Belgian Waffle Ride FOMO. Anything over 5 hours, it's just not super fun to me. I don't know. I like short stuff that's fast the whole time. I don't like to be on the bike for more than 5 hours and well under FTP for a lot of it. So that super long stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it one of these years when I get bored or whatever, but I'm never sad that I'm missing that stuff. Like I said about Unbound earlier, I had some Zwift teammates do it and they had a spot for me and I was just like, nah, no thanks. I think that would kill my motivation for the season. I got a couple friends who did Gravel Locos. Also don't have much desire to do that one. Yeah, so the thing about it is I finish a crit like Sonny King and I want more. I'm ready to race again. And I like the short hard efforts. I finish a race like one of those and I don't want to look at my bike for a few days. Guy with his bags trying to get to his hotel or something. Yeah, this move may actually be more threatening than anybody knows though. Gage Hecht is the North American cyclocross champion, or American Continental cyclocross champion. I think that's part of why he stayed away. Okay, we got a lap counter here. 16 laps to go. Scott, I used to eat an entire Hungry Howie's pizza all the time after 60 to 80-mile rides. I'm gonna do 3.5, 4 hours, all of it in the rain tomorrow morning. So that's enough. That's plenty for me. Also, I'm a cat too, so I always end up in Pro 1-2 road races, which are 70, 80 miles is kind of average. So I don't know. That's more my zone, more my speed. And Fritz, I mean, I know they're freaks of nature who can be good at both, but because I'm not one of those freaks of nature, I kind of have to pick what I want to be good at and really go for it. And repeatable VO2 max efforts is where my heart lies. And repeatable VO2 max efforts are not super helpful in those long gravel races, especially like a gravel locos, stuff that's just grinding it out. It's like some good guys, riders, getting put back in from a free lap here. Like I said, that sucks. This break is still, yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back, but they still got a gap. Glad to have you, Bradley. I thought about doing a spin while I was doing this, but like I said, I'm gonna get enough in the morning. I did a little ride earlier. This is my pain cave. I built this whole setup to stream some Zwift last year when the whole season got canceled. If you don't know anything about me, Jonathan Crane, Cat 2, bike racer, got into this whole YouTube thing last year when all my races were canceled. Actually, I was Trainer Road for sure. I mean, this channel is a ton of Zwift stuff, but Trainer Road is a better training platform. Unless you have a coach that's giving you workouts and you can do those workouts on either and it doesn't matter. How to make a breakaway work. I mean, there's a few things. There's getting the right composition of riders. So because there's an Avolo rider and a Best Buddies rider up there, no one from Avolo or Best Buddies is going to be working to bring them back behind. There's the number of riders. If they could get 2 or 3 more riders in there, that would be 2 or 3 more whole teams that won't be working behind, and 2 or 3 more guys that can rotate through and keep the pace high. The problem here is that Legion is completely committed to bringing everything back. So really, these guys have good cooperation. They don't have the numbers. You would almost need someone from Legion to be in the breakaway to make the breakaway work, and Legion is just not attacking this season. Looks like the Best Buddies guy's pulling the pin, but Gage Hecht is not. Gage is just going to keep riding until they absolutely bring him back. That's the way to do it. What I'm interested to see here is if anybody else is going to go for a counter. I thought that Automatic was maybe setting up a counter move, but I think what they're actually doing is staying up front so that when the points preems get called, they can get Gibbons into position and he can go for the points preems. He's looking back like, are you guys going to catch me or what? At the end of the day, Legion should always have to bring it back themselves. Heavy hand. Last week at Boise, we saw a lot of other teams doing some work, though, which... Yeah, I think the problem is, everyone wants to beat Legion, but everyone can't get up the road at the same time. I mean, the Legion keeps the race fast the whole time. So just to get separation from a group moving this fast, you kind of have to be in the right spot at the right time, and you sort of see the door open in front of you and you go through it. Seeing the door open meaning you have good momentum, you have a good line through the corner, and you just hold that momentum and get going. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate it. RGT is fun stuff. It's good. Actually, I guess he's racing. Some of the guys I was racing with on RGT over the summer have been doing USA Crit stuff, but like Hayden Warner and the Above and Beyond Cycling guys, they're all at Intelligentsia Cup this week, and Project Echelon, who put on that whole series I did on RGT. Yeah, it seems like most of the RGT guys are at Intelligentsia this week. But yeah, that was fun stuff. So really, getting back to the question of like what's better for moving up categories, any program is good if you have the workouts to do, if you got the right workouts. So if you're uncoached, I think that Trainer Road is going to do a better job of like feeding you workouts that will help you progress. The stuff that's built into Zwift or RGT is a little bit more scattershot or whatever. But if you have a coach that can make you a workout, you can do that workout in any of the indoor trainer programs. So it's kind of whatever. CS Velo's up there, man. It is strung out. Like this is a fast race. You can tell. You can tell it's staying fast. So Hernandez in there in the blue. No, that's not Hernandez. That's Danny Summerhill in the blue jersey. Is going for the lap leader jersey. So that's one of those things where like someone other than Legion is doing the work, and like maybe they shouldn't be if they want to win, but also, they've got other goals. It just is what it is. Looks like we've got Cliff Bar out here hanging out on the left side there. It's a super dark camera shot, so it's hard to tell. We're losing light. Yeah, the elimination race format is cool on RGT. The thing I will give RGT as a race platform, crits on there feel way more like a real crit race. The difference between average power and normalized power looks a lot more like it does in real life than it does on Zwift. And I also give them props for adding some new game modes. Basically, what Zwift does instead of like adding different types of racing into the game is they have WTRL like bolt something onto the side rather than building it into the game and do the work for them. Woo! That curb is so sketchy every time. So I'm going to be doing Birmingham Hammerfest in like a little less than a month. That's going to be, there's one, I believe Littleton is next and then Hammerfest. But it's going to be like this. It's going to be 3 blocks, one like a rectangle that's 3 blocks by one block. And the 1 block sections are pretty tight. So I'm going to be looking to ride in the top 20 the whole time. Stay up there. But yeah, I'll definitely have content from that. You'll be able to watch me on the USA Crit stream and all that. And then I'll also have my own videos the same way. If you want to check out the rest of my content from this season, I've got stuff about Sunny King and watched along with Boise last week. I'm also going to call out the pixeliness of this stream. It's not on my end. That's what's coming off of USA Crits. It's I've got the quality maxed out here, and that's just what they're sending out. But the stream has not gone dark, so win some, you lose some. How many are we down to here? Wish they'd put a lap counter on the screen. You can see it when they come through the start finish briefly, but
it's going to be more points on the line. We talked about Gibbons taking up almost 37 in bonus points. That's been a huge plus for him.
I mean, I think to go back to No how to beat Legion. I know you were joking, but I don't know if anybody has the firepower in their team this year to do it. You're gonna have to be very aggressive and very lucky. And I think that's what Evolo is trying to do. They're just trying to throw everything at the wall and potentially something sticks. You never know what could happen with Legion. They could burn guys chasing you. There could be a crash. Another team could want to take over. They could be bumping bars. Looks like a decent bit of the field has gotten dropped at this point. I would be willing to bet Yeah, someone definitely did forget to clean the lens on the start finish camera. It's real bad. If anybody is out there, anybody watching the stream out there, go yell at the start finish camera guy to wipe the lens off because it's pretty nasty. I think that combined with the pixeliness of the stream is full glaucoma. All right, here we go. Here we go. What do we got here? Yeah. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see. Evolo is still throwing bombs. 8 to go. And Cliff Bar is throwing a bomb up the road. I believe this is one of the twins from Cliff Bar. This is what I want to see. Cliff Bar is a team that, like, they're probably not going to try to go head to head in the sprint. No more free laps to go.
Your overall USA crit leader, Maggie Cole's Lister, hopefully she's okay.
Durant, what do you mean? They are not unmotivated to work. Who do you think is unmotivated to work? I don't think, okay, this is something I've heard a lot. I don't think a lot of people understand. No one is letting Legion do this. Legion is going faster than anyone else can go. And the guys going off the front are getting brought back by sheer willpower. No, Z-Power, well, Z-Power is probably garbage. There are too many variables. Z-Power has a much wider range of things that affect it, from the pressure on your roller to the temperature in your room to the amount of pressure in your tire to the width of your tire. Like, these are all things that Zwift doesn't know. And because any of those variables will make your power high or low, the range of accuracy is very wide. So especially for racing, Z-Power is useless. If you're using it just to train and you yourself are very vigilant about keeping all those factors consistent, it can be a good training tool. But outside of that, Z-Power is garbage. Durant, to get back to your question though, Durant Davis. No one is unmotivated. Everyone wants to beat Legion, straight up. Yeah, Legion's lead out is half motorcycle. Yeah, I think that's what people are not understanding, is that how Legion does this is by making it so fast that no one can come around. Like, I couldn't go this fast in the peloton, and I'm a Cat 2. Woo! McCabe is getting up here. Looks like Best Buddies might be trying to put somebody up there. Instant replay of that wide corner. A little crazy. All right, 5 to go. Desperation time. Let's chunk some Hail Marys. See who's got it. Wow. So it looks like there's pretty much splits. These splits throughout mean that it's going super fast right now. It's going so fast that people are not being able to hang up. What's up? Yeah, welcome, Joe's Guitar Shop. Last 5 laps. See if Legion is going to do it again. I think that there is more of a chance for people to beat Legion tomorrow. I should say, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Also, same thing. It's at like 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's in the afternoon tomorrow. It's earlier. Tomorrow's course is a little bit more technical. It's more of a triangle, so all of the corners are like more than 90 degrees, which I think is going to make it a little bit more advantageous for a small break up the road. We will see. But yeah, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell if you want to see when I'm going live tomorrow. I think Corey Lockwood... No, I think Lockwood is off the team, right? I think Lockwood is off Legion. Lockwood's kind of a dick anyway, though. Straight up. He got... I forget what race it was, but he got mad at someone and was like brake checking them. Got relegated for that. He seems like a little bit of a prima donna. But yeah, I mean, Legion... Yeah, this one's a little far from Mike's Bikes, and San Rafael is not on USA Crit's calendar this year. I feel like that's where Mike's Bikes would really be putting their energy. I think not having The race is really suffering for not having Project Echelon here and not having Rockland Velo. I think Rockland Velo is really underrated.
The amount of race days and how it's made a difference in some of these riders. But for Legion of Los Angeles,
Lockwood is on Cinch. Okay. Yeah, Lockwood was on Legion and got kicked off or something, right, Chad?
3 laps to go.
Chad, are you riding tomorrow morning? Tomorrow? Yeah, Ty Magner. Ty Magner is the new Lockwood, and he's a better Lockwood. I mean, he's a better fit for the Legion team too. He's like kind of a big high power guy. Woo! Yeah, as usual, the Legion lead out is ripping it apart. 2 huge splits in the field right there. Looks like Cliff Bar moving up on the left side there.
You got to be careful because you get bumped like that. That's how you get bumped, when you're turning your head around and you don't realize somebody's coming.
Oh man.
Summerhill trying to be able to stay on the front. It's kind of a little bit of a drag race. Shoulder to shoulder.
Summerhill's going head to head. He's trying to infiltrate the train a little bit. Wow. Okay, it's down to like 15 or 20 in the front there. Sweet. I will see you in the morning, Chad. It's going to suck. It's going to rain the whole time. Me and Chad are doing a ride in the morning from the shop. Yeah, so the guy who said, like, how is no one motivated to work? Everyone is motivated to work. Legion is going faster than they can go. That just is what it is. Like, Legion's, look at that split. Look at that split. Big hurt for the NLC rider there in red helmet, getting pulled. Basically, I mean, Legion is the quick step of American racing. Elevate is the Astana of American racing. Elevate has not been at the last couple. I wonder if they're going to keep doing USA Crits or what they're going to do. Boardman does most of the work throughout the race, and then they just put Ty in the lead out to really rip it at the very end. Wow. Pull all these riders. Pull all these guys. It's gonna get messy. Yo, if you're not in contact, get off the course. Straight up, when I'm dropped, like, I don't have to wait for the guy on the moto to come by me and tell me to get off. I want to get off the course immediately. I'm dropped. Race is over. Ooh, Jesus. I don't know what's going on with their audio. Chill, Frankie. Frankie pulled a cable.
Not sure if he's on a wheel. He's waiting to see somebody close that gap. There he did. He paused. He waited. Corey Williams stepped up to it.
Chad, I think tomorrow might be better. The corners are tighter. Get off the course, Lance.
He gets ready to swing off. CS Velo getting ready to be able to get out of the way. Half a lap to go, and it's Tyler Williams. Tyler Williams with a gap. Tyler Williams.
Wow.
Tyler Williams is going to upset the
Oh my God. Can we get... Can somebody wipe the lens off? Jeez. Wow. I wonder if they let Tyler Williams go there, or if that was another case of the Legion lead out being so fast that their lead out splits their own train. Look at these huge gaps, though. Jesus. Thomas Gibbons in 5th. Thomas is going to stay up there in the overall. Butcherbox had several guys up there. They're going to keep just picking up those points for the team competition. So Butcherbox is going for the team competition. Whew. That got a little hairy. Yeah, I think if there is a chance, I think it's more tomorrow than today because those turns are tighter. And I think it'll play a little bit better for a small breakaway than for the... Yep, they win again. I mean, what are you going to do? The perfect season, still going. So... I'll be back with some more context. We'll talk about it. Watch the race tomorrow. See if Legion can keep it going. Tomorrow, I believe it's like 4 p.m. Eastern time, something like that. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, and I will have preview stream up. I actually don't think that Williams was doing the Saturn sit up on that day in Tulsa, day 2. I really do think that Ty Magner ramped his power up too fast. Too fast. He didn't ramp up smoothly. He hit the front really hard and kind of split their lead out a little bit. And so Justin had 2 choices. He could either do a big effort to get back on his own train, or he could make everyone else close it down. And that's a legit move. I think that may be what happened today. Things got a little messy, and Williams just attacked because he knew he needed to keep it fast and make someone close it down. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, subscribe to the channel. Be back here tomorrow. Same place, not the same time, but see you guys then. Chad.